Hey, it's James here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you a super simplified version of State of Grace by Taylor Swift. So normally this song uses some bar chords, it has some other stuff in it, we have to change the tuning of our guitar. We're going to get rid of all that stuff. We're just going to make it ultra simple for people who are just getting started. Now, if you're already comfortable with the basic chords, you're able to switch through them and you can play a strumming pattern with it and you have no problem with that, this lesson is definitely going to be a little bit too easy for you. But if you're just getting started and you find that you're getting tired of playing exercises over and over and you're not really able to play any real songs, this is going to get you into that. Now, if throughout this lesson you find that you need extra help with the stuff, because I am just going to kind of blaze through some of the chord shapes and those things, because I already covered them in a lot of other stuff. I have a beginner challenge. It's 100% free. It has all the chord shapes and the strumming pattern in this. So if you actually need to work that stuff out, I recommend taking it. It's like a 1-week challenge that'll get you to the point where you're able to play along with songs like this. And then it'll be just a really small step to learn another chord shape, learn another strumming pattern, and all of a sudden it's going to snowball and you're going to be able to play a ton of songs. So I recommend starting there. I also have a free ebook and I have a premium beginner's guitar course that takes you step by step through all the basics to the point where you're going to be able to play tens of thousands of songs. But either way, let's get started here. We're going to learn a couple chord shapes. Our first one is E. And then we have A sus2. Now, if you can't read a chord symbol, don't worry. I'll show you really quick how to play these chords. We take our first finger, skip the first string, that's the thinnest string. We skip it, skip the second. We're on the third one, so that's the G string, at the first fret. Then we're going to take our ring finger, second fret of the next string, middle finger on the second fret of the next string. Then we have the lowest string that's open. That's an E chord. And it might not sound like that right away. It might sound more like this, with some, scuzzy notes in there. All you got to do, arch those fingers, get them in the right spots, apply enough pressure, make sure your thumb's in a good place. If you need help with those things, I go over all that in my beginner challenge and in my course and in my ebook, pretty much everywhere. I'm always a big stickler about that because it makes your chords sound good, and that's what I do for people. I make them sound like better guitar players, like good guitarists. Anyways, we have our E chord. We switch to our A sus2 and we can leave our first finger down. And at that point, we're just moving these two fingers back and forth, back and forth. So try that a few times. You don't even have to strum, you can just silently switch. Now we can practice playing those in order, counting along. Super simple. We're just making sure that we're switching chords at the right time, because that's obviously super important. You want to change chords with the right beats and all that. So let's count it out and make sure we're doing it right. Starting out on an E chord, we're going to play this 4 strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that 4 times total before switching to A. Then we play the A chord for 4 strums times 4, and then back to E, back to A, and so forth. So let's try that out. Here we go, starting on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3. Switch to A, 2, 3. So every group of 4 is called a measure. 2, 3, 4. This is the third measure of A. 3, 4. The fourth measure. 2. Back to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3. Switch to A. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. If you had trouble with that, there's a free trial for my beginner's course that goes over exactly this. We train up for the E and A sus2 chords from a much easier step. We start at way easier than what we just did, and we build up to this. So if you need help with that, I recommend taking the free trial. Otherwise, we're gonna move on and take a look at the strumming pattern. It goes like this. Now that is an easy strumming pattern. It's just all downstrokes. We count along 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to keep our place in the music. And if you want to make it a little bit cooler, a little bit more like the original, you can palm mute, and that's where you just overlap a tiny bit of the string with your hand, just a little bit. If you do it too much, completely kills the string. Not enough, and it just sounds like it normally sounds. But if you do it just the right amount, and you just do little strokes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, sounds pretty cool, and it's pretty accessible. But you don't have to do it. You can just go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Either way, once you've taken a moment to try that over both chord shapes, counting out loud, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We can do it together with the chord shapes, and this is playing the song. So let's try it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
I'm walking fast through the traffic lights, busy streets and busy lives, and all we know is touch and go. We are alone with our changing minds. We fall in love till it hurts or bleeds or fades in time. And I never saw you coming.
Alright, so that is the majority of the song. Now there's one other part, about 2/3 of the way through the song, the bridge, and that's just to add some contrast to the song. It's a totally different section, and it uses some chords that could be quite difficult. Here's the way that it actually goes. Starts off on E, then it goes to A, then it goes to F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A. So there are 2 bar chords in there, and that's definitely intermediate territory. Bar chords are when you kind of start crossing the point into being an intermediate level guitarist. But if you're just getting started, if this lesson is your kind of thing, they're totally out of grasp for now. You're definitely going to get there, but for now, let's leave those bar chords alone. Let's actually substitute them and simplify this song. So instead of F sharp minor, we're going to play an A chord. Instead of G sharp minor, we're going to play an E chord. You might think I'm just pulling these substitutions out of thin air, but there's some theoretical backing for them that's really simple to understand. The chord that we're substituting, F sharp minor, the bar chord, it's made up of 3 notes. I know there's 6 strings, but a lot of them are doubles. So we could say that the F sharp chord is made up of F sharp, A, and C sharp, just 3 notes. Now for the A chord, it's made up of 3 notes as well, A, C sharp, and E. Now if you look at the 3 notes that each of those chords are made up of, they share 2 of the same notes. Both of them have A, both of them have C sharp, and that's why this works, because the chords are 66% similar. It's not exactly the same, doesn't sound exactly like the song, but it works. And those are the kinds of things that we do to simplify songs for beginner students. So now that we've simplified our bridge, Let's practice those chords in order, downstrokes only, just counting them out. We're just gonna do it once just to get the idea of it. You could always rewind it, try it over and over again. Let's start on that E chord. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, 2, 3, 4. Another measure of E, 2, 3. Switch to A, sus 2, 3, 4. Another measure, 2, 3, 4. Now we stay on A, go to E, and then back to A. And that's the whole bridge. So it's not as easy to remember the chord order as it was before. So it might be worth your while to just take a look at the chord order right now. Think, okay, I have 2 measures of E, then I have 3 measures of A, then a measure of E, and then 2 measures of A. That's a lot to remember, but if you just keep playing along, keep counting along, you don't even have to play it yourself, you can just watch it happen, count along, and eventually it'll start making some sense. So we have our verse and chorus, the main part of the song. We have our bridge. Let's put it all together and play through a shorter version of the song, but it's still gonna be a pretty long play along and give you a good opportunity to really get into it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
I'm walking fast through traffic lights, busy streets and busy lives, and all we know is touch and go. We are alone with our changing minds. We fall in love till it hurts or bleeds or fades in time. And I never saw you
Here we're gonna go to the bridge.
This is the
3, 4, bridge.
This is the worthwhile fight. Love is a ruthless game unless you play it well and right.
So that's how you play a super simplified version of State of Grace by Taylor Swift. And the thing is, a lot of it, like going from E to A, that's exactly what I would do. Even for the most advanced student, I'd be like, this is the song. The song is pretty easy on its own. But we did have to substitute some of those chords in the bridge to get rid of those bar chords. Either way, practice this song. Remember to count, practice switching, all those fundamentals. And if you find that you need help with those, I have my beginner guitar challenge completely free. You can sign up down below. That'll help you out with all the stuff that we went over in this song. Either way, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.